Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a nice day. Today we're going to see how to make some heat maps on Tableau. Heat maps are very useful for visualizing variance across multiple variables. They are often used to show some correlations between those variables. They are pretty simple to do on Tableau. So in this video, I'll try to show you how to make a heat map that looks like this, and also how you can customize it in order for it to look like this, which is a little bit more impactful. So let's jump right into it. The dataset we're going to use in this video is the number of fatal car accidents in the US for several time periods. So we're going to try to determine when is the safest time to drive in the US. So in the first column here you have the day variable with every single day of the week, and here you have the time variable, which is every single time period in that day. So here you have midnight to 3 a.m., 3 a.m. to 6, and so on until midnight here. And in the last column here you have the total number of fatal accidents that occurred at this time on this day in 1 year. And it's very important that your data is in this exact format. So here we have our two variables, which are the day and the time, which will correspond to the X and the Y axis of our heat map. You have to have one single line for each combination of those two variables. So that's why you have to have the data displayed like this. So now that we have our data set ready, we can jump over to Tableau and import the data set into Tableau. Now let's create a simple heat map. So you can jump over to the sheet number 1, pick up your day here and drop it into columns. And now you have every single day of the week in one column. You can also pick up here your time periods and drop it into rows. So now you have this nice table with every single time period here as a row. So now what we want is to display the information here of the number of fatal accidents. So for example, here we want to have the number of fatal accidents that occurred on Sunday in this time period. So to do this, the first thing you can do is pick up your count here, which is the number of fatal accidents, and drop it into text. And now you can see the count here of every single time period and every single day. But here we have the number. What we want in order to have a heat map, we want a color here, which is changing according to the number. So to do so, we can remove this and pick it up again and drop it into colors. And here you can see you have your heat map. The darker the color here means that there are much more accidents in this time period on this day than, for example, in this time period. Now you may have noticed that we have a little problem here in our heat map. We have the days that are in the good way, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. But the time here, we can see that we have a problem. We have 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., then 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and so on. That's a little bit weird here. So let's just sort our time periods here by clicking on time and sort with a different manner. So here we can sort by different data sources. So here we're just going to sort it manual because it's much more simple. So we're going to make it start, let's say, at midnight to 3 a.m., then 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., 6 a.m. to 9, 9 to 12, noon to 3, and we're good. Now you can see there's a little bit more logic here in our heat map. Now there are a few things we can do to make it even more readable. So the first thing we can notice here is that we can see that the weekend nights here, Friday night or Saturday morning, it depends, we have much more fatal accidents. So what we can do is we can regroup the weekend by clicking here on Sunday and drop it here just after Saturday. Here we have something that is even more readable because we have the weekend here, which is regrouped together. And another thing we can do to increase the readability of the heat map is to go over here to the legend and change the color. So here what we want is to make the days and the time zones where there are a lot of accidents much more impactful. So we're going to go over here and choose custom diverging. And here we're going to pick a color like this blue, for example, for the periods where there are not that much accidents. And for the period where there are a lot of accidents, we're going to take this red. We make apply, okay, and here we can see that the time zones where there are a lot of accidents are much more highlighted. And that way, people can figure out much faster where there are the most accidents by looking quickly at the chart. If you want, you can also choose to display the number of accidents in each square here. So to do so, click on level and click on show mark levels. And here you will have the number for each single time period. Here I'll just leave it like this. And I'm also going to show you something I really like to do to customize these heat maps. So here we're talking about car accidents. So I uploaded some car shapes here into the shape option that are downloaded from the web as PNG images. And when you click here on shape and you click on more shapes, you can go over here and find all the things you uploaded on Tableau. So here I'll pick up car, which is the section I created. And here I pick up one of these cars and make apply. I make this entire view and I'll increase a little bit the size here of my cars in order to have it looking great. Here we go. Now you have your customized heat map. So let me just hide the title quickly. And here what I also like to do to make this pop out even more is to change the background into a darker background. So to do so, you can right click somewhere on the chart, click on format. Here you're going to go to format shading, and in this default section you're going to choose a background for your worksheet. So here I'll pick up something like this, and now you can see our colors here are popping off much more. But you can also see we can't read the name of the days here and the time periods. So to change that, you just have to go over here to the font format, click on worksheet here, and here you can pick up a color that is different than the background. So here I'll pick up white, and now you can see it's much more readable. Now, if you really want to have some lines separating each section here, we can do something a little bit funny here because we are on the road, so we could make some lines that are the same as the lines on the road. So what we could do here is go over to cell, make some lines like this one, I guess, make it even bigger like that, and choose a color like this one. I think that's pretty good, and we can drop the size a little bit down here for our cars. And here we go. I'll just remove the headers here because it's pretty obvious that this is the time and these are the days, so we don't need it anymore. And if you don't like those car shapes, you can just change it back here to squares, which will create you a normal heat map. You can also choose some other shapes if you want to, but here I'll just leave it to my cars. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope it helped you. If you have some questions, like usual, you can ask them in the comments. If you liked the video, if you're interested in improving your data visualization skills, you can subscribe to the channel. And if you want, you can also follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.